Hello, you dirty potters. How are you today? I'm just gonna set you up right there, you little Christmas elf. Today's episode's gonna be a little bit different. I end up saying that so often. You know, if we could sidetrack real quick, there's so many times where I'm like, I don't really like to show my face on camera. Even on my Instagram stories, I'm always like putting the camera at the ground because I don't want to show you anything else around or my face. Because, you know, I don't like seeing myself all that often. It makes me sad in the pants sometimes. But for like the past 5 episodes, you've got nothing but face, Donte. Anyway, today's episode's a little bit special because I am getting married pretty soon. Technically speaking, I've been married, but we decided to have a very small reception party. We just went to the courthouse, did the thing. We didn't have the big church and the white cake and the wedding. Those things are just tradition, and tradition is really just pure pressure from dead people, if I'm being honest with you. And so I have my wife, my mom, my wife's mom, all trying to kind of help us plan this party and everything. And my mom, God bless her soul, but whichever God will take her, bless her soul, popped up out of nowhere and was like, you know, son, it would be really nice if some of the people coming to your party could have party favors, especially because we're only inviting like 30 people, you know, because of the pandemic and all. I just really think that it would be nice to have something that's maybe like personally made so that they can commemorate this occasion. Maybe something with a little stamp on it, says like, oh, Donte and Abel. Oh, we can make it say like DNA or something like that. You know, it would be really cute. What? No, that sounds lame. I don't want to do more work. Soon after that sentence came out of my mouth, she insisted. I kept saying no, so we decided to compromise, and now I'm gonna do it. On top of that, my mother's one of those people who like knows how to make candles and soap herself. You know, like the regular standard complement of skills that people who love Pinterest a little bit too much seem to have. So in today's episode, we are making, why am I so short all of a sudden? Donte, shut up, you've always been short. No, I haven't, no you. So in today's episode, we are making about 30 little teacups about this size. I think I'm going to mimic the exact same proportions that I used to make my Avatar: The Last Airbender teacup. These cups almost sold out, actually. I'm surprised they're like the only things that didn't sell out on my website, earthnationceramics.com. But I think I'm just gonna mimic the shape of these because I made them kind of like larger teacups. Most teacups, especially traditional ones, are very small, maybe hold like 6 ounces. These hold about 10 or 8 ounces. So I think I'm gonna mix some of these. And this way my mom can put whatever candle juice, I don't know, candle wax. I don't know how to make candles because I have pottery. So today we are going to be making those 30 vessels specifically for those candles that are going to be for my own wedding. Wait, if it's one of my most important days, why am I doing the I think we're going to be making these out of redstone. For anyone who's kind of new to my channel, I recycle and reclaim a lot of my clay. So whenever I buy 100 pounds of like a redstone or a porcelain or anything like that kind of clay, all the scraps go into a bucket. This bucket gets mixed around with a mixer, right? It's way down there, you can kind of see it. And then once it becomes dry enough, I put it there on a little slab made of plaster. This plaster ends up soaking all the moisture out of my clay body. I re-wedge it, I have brand new clay right after that. But that means when I buy 100 pounds of redstone clay, I am using every single pound of that clay. So I have a bunch of it left. So I think we're gonna be making the party favors out of this clay right here. Okay, so I'm a little tiny bit out of practice. You can see like all of these are the same height, but once you got to the ones that I started making first, I usually start at the upper left-hand side. These are all a little bit too tall for what I need, but after we got past about the 4th pot, without taking measurements, they all kind of turned out the same height. Did I make 30 of these in one go? No, I made these all in about 20 minutes. But did I get very bored of making the most basic shape in pottery, a small cylinder, and start making plates and big bottled vases? Yes, that is also what I did. Don't worry though, we've been planning this party for a little while, so because of it, I have a plethora of the same thing behind me. You can't even see the shelf behind the original shelf. You probably only see this shelf right here, so don't worry, we have plenty. Also, let's be honest with each other. You do not have the wherewithal nor the attention span to watch me throw 30 of these in a row and record all of them. That's why I cut it a little bit short. Even if it took me 1 per minute, meaning that I threw 30 of them in 30 minutes, which I can very easily do, you still don't have the attention span to watch me throw, trim, and produce 30 of these in their entirety. So you get to see these 10, all right?
This is great. Everything about this says exactly what I am and who I am as a person. It's my defining trait. It's beautiful.
Okay, so we're back from the Bisque. The awesome thing is that I rushed the heckerdoodle out of this project. I made some of these cups the night before and candled them for like 3 hours and they all survived. Woo! God's plan. The bad thing though is that my mother now wants 4 extra days to work on the candles that she's gonna put inside these vessels, and because they need to like cure for 4 days, because I don't know how to make candles and she barely does either, to be honest with you, we need to do these tonight because the party is technically in like 7 days. So either these go in the kiln along with all my other experiments and videos now and she picks them up tomorrow, or we don't have gifts for the party. So now we're on to the glazing.
tell me? I ain't been no makeup on nothing.
You just turn the camera on, you're just like... Okay, so because we're so kind of strapped for time, my mom came to help us glaze the stuff.
What's it for, Donte?
It's for the wedding. For the wedding we're planning.
Whose wedding?
My wedding.
Oh.
They've already been briefed.
Oh, they have.
Yeah, they've been briefed. You don't have to out me. Don't worry. They know.
I was trying to out you.
I know. I don't tell you guys a lot of my personal life. My mom's like, you should probably tell them. I will say though that you guys are probably gonna get some footage of. And you know it's a reverse camera. I could see you.
Oh.
I never let you see that. A lot of you right now for your first time, they're like,
here's a baby.
Yeah, right. A lot of them probably don't know she's pregnant.
Oh, this is the first time?
They heard it on the podcast if whoever's watching this listens to the podcast. And they also haven't seen her since last year. So they probably some of them have no idea she's pregnant.
You were just gonna go like, look what I made.
Oh, they're not gonna see my kid for like they're not gonna see her till she's like 2 years old. Oh yeah, it's a pottery channel. I am not turning into a family channel. I shall not use my children as an avenue to make money.
I think they want to see your personal life, like just a little bit of it.
Oh, well, how's it feel to want? All right. So my mom's here to help me glaze a lot of these cups. The problem is she's not good.
This is true.
Okay, so we've already done all of the green. The next one is Majin Buu's pink, which looks like this. We need to take it out, mix it for a good 30 seconds to a minute to make sure everything's homogeneous and everything's floating, all the glaze chemicals are floating in there so that it gets a good spread and a good, on the pottery.
I could do that without messing it up.
You can definitely do that without messing it up.
Why do they call it that?
When you make your own glazes in the pottery world, you're allowed to name them whatever you want. And because I'm a weeaboo, I name it after a lot of weeb things.
Oh.
Like Lagai Green is technically named after something in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Majin Buu's pink is technically named after a character named Majin Buu, who happens to be very pink. So you're gonna stick this in here, you're gonna get all the way down to the bottom, and you're gonna mix in clockwise and counterclockwise. Your job is to jostle it around more so.
Jostle.
Yeah, you want it to be suspended. You don't want anything at the bottom. If you feel there's thicker down here than thinner up here, then you really want that thickness to come up. Here, I got you.
Did you just take over my...
I did.
My job,
I'm
Dad?
very sorry I took over your job. You're bad, kid. Uninstall, really. Okay, so after you mix everything pretty well, honestly, what you do is you get the ladle, which I've washed off for you, and then you get to the very bottom and you mix again. What I like to do is I get to the very, very, very bottom, I'll scrape and I'll bring it up like this. That way I'm bringing all the good dense chemicals up to the top. And once I've done all this for about a minute to a minute and a half, we're gonna get one cup, go all the way down to the bottom. You don't wanna come up here because technically all the water's up here. Put the cup over there you go. Because if you drip any, it'll go back into the bucket. Yep, dump it. Yeah, don't hesitate. There you go. Perfect. That's one. And remember, you're gonna glaze the edge, so it's okay if the spoon touches the cup. Dump it. Yep, and then put it back in there.
Oh.
You don't need a third one. Just put it, lay it. Yeah, there you go.
Lord.
Now roll it out. Tip it and then roll it from the bottom. Both hands.
My hands are little.
You wanna turn it with your hand. Yep.
Oh, this is a mess.
It's okay, because if you do that,
Wipe.
that just means you didn't do it quick enough, which is fine.
And then wipe. But not the top because we're going to dip it again.
We're gonna dip it again anyway.
How do you keep the glaze from getting on your hands?
You don't. That's the fun part. You don't. And then you're gonna dip it upside down. Usually I hold mine by the foot, and you're gonna put it like I did just now. Right?
3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
That was a really fast 3 count. You can dip it again if you want. Okay, now pull out. There you go. Done. Because you just double layered it, which is fine. It's not gonna. It's the glaze. It doesn't affect it that much.
Are you sure?
Yeah. If it was a glaze that gets highly affected by double dipping, I would let you know. I promise.
Oh, this is the...
This is just pink. Like the worst you're gonna get is more pink. So we're all done with all the pink and all the green.
Oh, Lord have mercy, it's a new color.
And now we gotta put. You guys requested because you guys were like, we don't want them all the same color, and I was like, all right, I'm just letting you know it's gonna be more labor on our part, and you're like, oh, it's fine.
Now it's a different color.
And now it's time to pay the piper.
One eternity later.
Okay, so everything just came out of the kiln, and you know what? For a rush job, it wasn't that bad. You know, I think the real winner of that load is these crystal ones right here, and I have a couple of them. I have this one here, this one here, this one here. I made about 7 of them, and I think whoever gets these will be really happy they got them. And I will say, usually I make these food safe, so these are all really heavily zinced up. Usually I would put them in an acid bath so it leaches out or sucks out a lot of the zinc, that way you can eat or drink off them. But we're gonna put candles in these, so like I really don't think people are gonna use them in that functional sense. I'll probably end up sanding the bottoms of the cups, to be honest with you, and that way people can use them without scraping a lot of their furniture, and it should be okay. Okay, hello you dirty potters. So today is the day of the party. I couldn't really record a lot of what I made as far as the cups go because I had to hand them off to my mom so she could put candles in them. They look like this, they look fantastic. You'll see a little bit of them and a little bit of the party later on. But for now, I just wanted to let you know you didn't see the entire well, you kinda did. But for now, I'm getting dressed in what I like to call the social contract suit. You know, the suit that tells you put in maximum effort to impress other people around you for the sake of the social contract, even though it's just peer pressure by society, which is really just ritualistic peer pressure if you think about it. Like the social contract is really just pushed by like people who are dead peer pressuring you into doing a thing that doesn't matter in all reality, but you gotta do it to make sure the rest of society knows you care. It's like a good faith contract, but realistically speaking, you could break it at any time. Oh, but it's tradition. You mean the long-lasting social contract you decided to carry on through generations from pure pressure of dead people? They just put it on you because you're like, oh, we have to do it because the ones before us did it. I don't agree. I don't agree. It kind of pains me a little bit more because I'm an artist and I'm wearing a checkered piece of clothing as like some type of expression towards society when I go into a room. I want people to know what I'm about. So you wear something in order to express yourself, usually speaking. Whether you agree or disagree with it, that's what people usually, if it's not for function, you're usually wearing something to express yourself or feel comfortable, right? It bothers me that I'm an artist and I'm wearing a checkered shirt. The least artistically expressive pattern I could ever imagine.
Thank you for your patronage.
That's actually one of the big reasons why I put most of my funnier stuff at the end of the credits in the videos, is because it's a little treat for those of you who have the attention span of a 10-year-old instead of a 4-year-old.